all starts with marketing. That's why Jenny's here. And Jenny, I'd love to introduce you. You want to come on up? Guys, give a welcome to Huntsville.
Thank you so much for coming today. I've already gotten to meet her on Facebook, so we're already fast friends, right? How many people are real estate agents? Anybody? Okay, all right. All right, so we have a few, and do most people in the room do flips? How many people do flips? Okay. All right, good. Now, my husband's like, hey. So, my name is Genny Williams, and thank you, Brian, for inviting me first and sharing information about what it is that I do. This is my 21st year in real estate. However, I was born into a family of real estate. My dad is a real estate broker, builder, and an investor. So he is known as the guy in town who will buy your crap. Right? And so how does he get known for that? I'm going to share that with you today because that's what you need to be known as, right? You need to be known for the person to call, right? Whenever there's a deal like what Brian said, every one of you said, yeah, I want a deal. Well, his world is so easy because all those deals come to him. He doesn't even have to dig for them. And the man is amazing. If he needs to make $10,000 today, he'll go, I need to make $10,000 today. He'll have it done by noon, won't he? And I'm saying that to my husband. He will. Because things just come to him easy because of what he's done. And I'm going to share that with you today. So for the past 10 years, I've helped lots of real estate investors by selling real estate as well. And when that word gets out, your phone will constantly ring. Hey, I heard that you helped so-and-so make a lot of money in real estate. I'm an investor. Really, what have you ever bought? Nothing. I need something with no money down. Right? Okay. So I experienced many years of that type of business as well. And I've helped flippers. I've helped people who buy for cash flow. So I'm going to share that perspective with you as well. But for the past 10 years, I've been helping real estate agents stand out in their markets. So I own a company called Get a Real Estate Life, and we create market experts. Every single one of you could be competing in the same neighborhood, but you can all be known as an expert in the same neighborhood. So here's what's funny about my clients, and I've had these same clients for over 10 years. I have the number 1 and number 2 agent in the same neighborhood that go back and forth every year. They switch out. She's number 1 right now, but he was number 1 last year, and they go back and forth. We've branded them both as an expert using their unique skills and talents, and they own that neighborhood. Okay, so it's totally possible to be competing for the same thing and still stand out. About to share all of that with you as well. I have got 2 clients in Tuscaloosa that are in the same KW office. And they're both known as experts. We just brand them a little bit differently, right? So let's get started on how to do that. The first thing you've got to do is you've got to be really clear on what your real estate goal is. What is it that you want to accomplish? Got to be clear with that. And I like niches. I heard him say that, hey, he's not a niche thing, and Peter's not. Peter's going to lend. I was there the day that he wrapped up with Peter. When he wrapped up all of his funding, he will finance anything.
Something very big. So.
Good. He loves multifamily, actually. But you have to start with a niche because you have to be an expert in a certain area. You can't just say, hey, I do everything, because then people are going to not think of you or remember you as anything. Right? They're going to go to the person that's very clear on what it is that they do and what their goal is. So the first thing is getting clear. Okay. That's why when I used to get those calls from investors that would say, okay, well, what is it that you buy? What can I help you buy? Well, I don't know, anything that makes money. Right? And I know you're thinking that give me?
Nothing.
Right? None. It makes me roll my eyes, right? And move on to someone who's serious. Because when you're serious about your business, you know exactly what it is that you want. Now, have I taken investors and absolutely trained them and built their retirement? Yes, but that takes planning. All right, tell me what you want. What's the whole purpose that you want to get into real estate? You know, do you want to fund your children's college? Do you want to fund your retirement? Do you just want extra play money? Or do you like to decorate? And you know, you've got to get to know each person to be able to have those goals. So when somebody would call me as an agent, and you have to understand, as a realtor, we don't make that much money on a lot of investment properties. So, okay, you're telling me you just want to buy anything that makes money, okay? And I need to do this for, you know, about $2,000 worth of commission. Next. Not gonna do it, right? So, I get this phone call one day, and this guy, he calls me, this is when I was still selling in Mississippi, and he said, "This is Genny Williams." I said, "Yeah. This is she, how can I help you?" He said, "I'm sitting out here right now in front of this house at XYZ in a Greenbrier neighborhood," and he said, "I need you to show it to me today, right now." And I said, "Are you interested in that neighborhood? You know, do you need to live there, move in there?" He was like, "No, I buy these things. I need to see it now." And he said, "How much is?" When I told him, this is his answer for everything. What? Every single time you say a price, that's one of his negotiations. Like, you are completely nuts. So, I go and meet him to show him this house, and he gave me a cash offer right then, and I said, "Oh, how many do you have?" And he said, "I think I have about 30 of these." And he's very clear on what he wants. He kept all of his properties to rent them out. I need a 3-bedroom on a slab in a neighborhood like this, and this is about what I pay for each one of them. Okay, I helped him buy 14 houses the next year because extremely clear, right?
Mm-hmm.
Extremely clear. Now, the one thing that I had a struggle with him on is that, you know, he was like a prostitute. He wanted to call this agent and that agent, and this agent and that agent, and I said, "I make, you know, less than $1,000 selling."
Each one, yeah.
So, you're calling no one ever again. And I had to threaten him, if I even hear you on a conversation with anyone. And so, I had to do double branding then, right? I had to go back behind him and make sure all the agents knew that, hands off, that was mine. But it worked. We worked together because he was very, very clear on what his goal was. And guess what ended up happening to him? You know, he ended up walking away from his job. That's a word that we whisper, right? He walked away from his job because he had enough cash flow, which made my life a living hell. Because he was in my face every single day at all times. I'm like, I do have other clients, but he had so much free time and he loved this, right? So he was, you know, "When are we going to see today?" I feel like, okay. You let me take care of the offers, and I'll call you when I have something. And so he taught me a little bit about how the Carlton Sheets system works. And so I put that into play with him and taught other investors how to do it. And it works beautifully. Beautifully. I would make about 10 offers every single week, and if I got a little nibble, then we would go take a look at it. You know, that way I'm not constantly out there looking at properties that you're never going to buy. And you're not wasting your time either.
Yep.
So it's such an efficient way to buy property. But the first thing you want to do is be very, very clear on what your goal is, you know, what you want to accomplish and what it is that you're buying. We're not, my dad will buy anything. He's like Peter. But originally, when he first started in the business, he had one thing that he bought over and over and over, and that was rental to hold. And he did a lot of that when you could do VA assumptions. Easy. He would just knock on doors and just assume VA loans on it. I mean, that's when investing was very easy. And he would keep them just for cash flow. He didn't start flipping until he needed money to fund a house. And he started selling them too cheaply. Hey, I need some extra cash. I'm gonna sell these houses. And then later he started building. But now he's known as, he'll buy anything. He's really known as the guy who will buy the worst stuff. If it's been murder, suicide, meth lab, he's the guy. Because he knows he's gonna get the best deal on it. I mean, I know, yeah, and it was my job to sell them. Okay. It's one thing to buy them because you can negotiate with the banks. Nobody's going to want that, so you're going to fund it interest-free for 12 months. And they would go, okay, there was a horrific murder in here. And, there was seriously one that a guy that lived there was a butcher at our local grocery store, chopped somebody up, fed them to the alligators in the backyard. Is that not disgusting? And so, that word travels fast. No advertising needed, right? And so when people would call after Dad fixed it up, I'd be like, now if you turn on this street and if you go there, they go, is that the? And then, yeah, oh, good. That was seriously my conversations with people. But he overfinanced it, and people still live there today, and he made a ton of money on it, right? So getting clear. Second thing is, I like niches to start with, because once you're clear about your niches, then you can, you're going to be the person that's thought of for the rest of the stuff. You just have to create a niche first. So the second thing you want to do is get your message out. And Brian already said it. The most important thing that you can do is network. My dad, he doesn't know how to ask about a property on Facebook. He's on Facebook, but he doesn't know how to ask about a property on Facebook. He doesn't know how to post a property on Facebook. He doesn't know how to advertise on Facebook, even though he is a real estate broker. That's just not in his wheelhouse. But he does know how to get in front of the decision makers every single day. So he's going to make rounds every day. He's going to visit Joe over at First Federal Savings and Loan, because she's the asset manager. Whatever comes across her desk, he's going to get a chance to buy or list. So he's going to be real sweet to her. He's going to take her flowers and candy almost every day. And he has a lot of houses financed with them. He has a lot of houses that he lists for them, and he buys all of their murder victim houses. So he's very important to the bank. The bank's very important to him. He had open heart surgery the other day, and who was in the waiting room the whole time? Joe. Right? Now, my husband made a joke on the way here and said it was probably just to protect their assets. Get out of the way. He's not breathing. Then he goes to the courthouses every day. He takes those ladies at the courthouses handy all the time. He knows exactly what they like, and he takes care of them. He sees them face to face. He doesn't send them an email. He doesn't send them a newsletter. He goes by and sees them, checks on them, sees how they're doing. And he's usually whistling and singing a song, and oh, Charlie's so happy, which is crap when he gets home. But while he's there, he makes you feel super special. And people are always calling him when they have the opportunity. Hey, there's a sale going on in the courthouse today. You're not here to buy it. So-and-so's house is here. So, and then the other people that he sees, right, are real estate agents all the time. They know if they have something they can't sell, they're going to call Charlie. Nobody's going to buy this thing. Oh, wait a minute, but Charlie. I got one guy, and he's going to make a really low offer, but he will buy it. And then he has lunch every day at the drugstore, because he is seeing all the attorneys that make all the decisions, right, for estate properties, divorce properties. He's there, he networks all day long. That is what he does. He doesn't need to do anything else. He is known as that person because he stays in front of the decision makers all the time. So from there, other people, right, tell everybody else. And he will share deals. Oh yeah, I got this and that, and he can flip a property within a few hours because he'll remember conversation that he had 4 years ago about, if this ever comes up, Charlie, I'll be the first one to buy it. So a lot of times he doesn't even close on it when he buys it. He's already sold it to the next person, and we'll have a dual closing. That's the kind of business you want, right? Get your message out. So, networking. And I'm gonna give you just a second to write down the people, or put notes in your phone, that can make decisions that can contribute to your income right now. Who are those people? Write them down, because they're different for everyone. And no, I did not go to med school. This is just my actual terrible handwriting. All right, so now you've got those people who you know control your income, can control your income. You want to make sure that you have a plan to stay in front of them face to face. And especially being in the South, we are face-to-face people. We will not call our brother, who has been a professional in his area for however many years, if somebody knocks on our door and gets face-to-face with us, because that would be rude. So you need to be face-to-face with these people all the time. Okay. So the second thing is to be able to get your message out is everyone has to know what it is that you do. Okay? You've got to tell every single person you know. How do you do that? Because most of you are like, well, I don't know that many people. The average person knows 150 people. So you need to make your list of 150 people, and you need to get their name, address, email, cell phone, and you've got to get that message to them. If you ever hear anybody talking about this is what I do, this is what I buy. Well, I know I have this other job over here. This is my expertise, this is my specialty. Right? And you paint that very clear picture for them as well. That is going to be what makes you the most money. Networking with those key players and all the people that you already know. Okay, so I know you were like sending out a marketing campaign. Is that what y'all were talking about earlier? Direct mail?
80% of it, yeah.
Okay, all right, so in that case, your job is to meet the key decision makers in that neighborhood. Is to be able to get to know who the busybodies are, who are on the HOA, if there is one, who patrols everything like they own it. Because they're gonna be the ones to refer you the most, right? So it could start with direct mail, but from there, you've got to end up knowing some of those people if you want really good leads to come out of that neighborhood. I'm a huge fan of direct mail. So, after you've started with your 150 people, you've got to meet extra people every single week. That's what he was saying. And here, there are deals that come up that not every one of you can take advantage of, but you could share it with someone else. And it would be their turn. Dad does that all the time. Hey, I'm completely tapped out. Can't do this. Let me call my buddy over here. See if they can pick this one up. Because that's another resource, right? It's another source that comes back to him whenever they come across a deal and they can't do it. they're tapped out.
You okay with questions?
Absolutely, yeah, should have said that.
I'm just curious why you're a fan of direct mail, because I get it and it goes right in my trash can.
I'm a fan of it because I've seen the beauty of it and how it works. It just depends. That message may not be the right one for you at the moment. But when it is, it works.
I guess I've never seen something direct mail from a real estate agent that made me think, oh, I'll get that person, because it's just another name, you know.
Yeah, well, it was probably some crappy marketing.
So how would you market, what would you do with your direct mail to make yourself stand out from all the other real estate agents who put cards, you know, if you wanna sell your house?
Right, well, this is actually what we do. I mean, I had one postcard that went out to a neighborhood, and one of my clients listed 6 properties on it with it. And it went to 1,200 households.
And Jenny, that probably costs how much?
It costs $700.
And we got 6 listings.
Yes, 6 listings in a neighborhood with the average sales price of $450,000. Yeah. So, and I wish I could say that everything that we did got that kind of result. But I cannot say that. It really just depends on who the person is, what I have to work with, what kind of stats, you know, they have, what kind of success rate, what kind of reputation that I have to overcome.
It's a numbers game.
It is.
That's all it is.
It is, and it really has a lot to do with consistency and how many times they've seen the name already. Now, here's the when I asked sellers, I've done a couple of years' work researching what sellers really want from a real estate agent, and not one seller told me they found their agent on the internet. Not one. They said referral and signs in the yard. Well, how the hell do you get a sign in the yard, right? Sorry, y'all, I have a potty mouth that comes out sometimes. That was very tame, and I'll try to fix it. Let it fly, right? Oh God, y'all might leave. The way that you get signs in the yard, if you don't know anyone that can give you a referral in there, is by having that name sent direct mail over and over and over. But there's more to it than that, okay? So what I tell my agents would work for you just as well, because especially if you're doing direct mail, is, okay, the mail goes out. Then I want, the day that they pick up that postcard, you know they picked it up out of their mailbox, I want you to have your magnets, cheesy magnets, on the side of your car, and I want you to drive through that neighborhood. So people are like, oh wow, there she goes. So, right, and they may not even realize that it's the same, they're just remembering it, okay? And at the same time, I wanna have a Facebook ad that's targeted to that area. So now when they go to Facebook, that pops up in their news feed, right, all on the same day, same week. So you're inescapable. Inescapable. And your world becomes so much easier. Much easier. I think the greatest success story that I have is an agent that came to me that had closed in Trustful, that had closed 51 or 52, all with buyers the previous year. And he said, I'm killing myself, I'm working 60 hours a week, I can't work another day, another hour, but I want more. It's not enough, I want more. And I love hungry people. Love that, that's my language, right? Because you know they're gonna do something about it. So I said, we gotta switch you over to a listing agent. You're killing yourself working with these buyers. Too many hours in it. And he's like, well, I only have these crappy investment properties that are listed. And they were too high, and they weren't that great of a deal for anybody, so of course he didn't want listings. That's all that he knew. And he said, I would love to be able to list something in Trustful, but I don't know anybody there. Well, 12 months of heavy direct mail, and bam, 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 bam. I mean, it was crickets for the first 12 months. Crickets. And he kept saying, this is so expensive, should we stop? And I'm like, oh, I kind of wanted to tell him maybe we should. And I said, no, let's just hang in there, let's just hang in. Blew up. He only closed 394 houses last year. because he's such a heavy listing agent now. And all those directional signs and, you know, it's just seeing that name over and over and over and over again. And that's what direct mail does for you. So that's how you get signs in there. Does that help?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right.
Speaking of direct mail,
Uh-huh.
how much does that person need to look at it to have an impact on it?
That's psychology.
Like if they just throw it in the trash,
Yeah,
will they
if they
remember
just
the
glance
name?
through, okay, pitch, does it have an impact with that?
Well, yes, I believe it does.
Okay.
Okay, I definitely believe it does. Now, I'm a junkie on this kind of stuff, right? So I'm like, hey, look at this one. I'll save it, and, you know, analyze it. But we got, this is so funny because we had one rental house left, and we were ready to get rid of it. And we got a hot pink postcard, right? And, I mean, nothing fancy. And I'm sure that's what y'all have been, you know, Brian probably shares this with you. And Jay was like, this guy's probably not gonna offer me much, but you called, right? And they bought the property from us. And we were both very happy at closing. We were thrilled. It was great cash flow for a while, and then we just, you know, couldn't find people above a 400 credit score that wanted to live there after somebody moved out. But I do think that, yes,
Okay.
it does have an impact.
Even if they don't think it has an impact, it does have.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, your message could be so watered down and crappy, and like what she was saying is that you don't have any recall on it. But I think it's still there. So if those other pieces went in, like, you know, saw drive through the neighborhood, saw the Facebook ad that came up, that kind of stuff, and then maybe saw a sign in the neighborhood, all of that works together
Okay.
to be inescapable together. All right, so you've let everyone, you know what to do. Then you've got to meet new people each week. And then, of course, you're gonna let them know what you do. And then you've got to stay in front of them consistently. And how do you do that? All right, so stay in front of them.
Again,
Mm-hmm.
before you move too fast beyond that, meeting new people, how do you suggest they do that?
Good question. Because, especially if you're an introvert, you'd be like, oh God, new people. I don't want to meet anybody. But remember the goal, you know, what your whole purpose is. And especially for introverts, it's very, it's great to have a goal. How many people per week? So you can check it off, right? So your goal may be, I need to meet 5 new people this week. You know, if you're serious and you're passionate about making a difference, then you might need to meet 10. How do you do that? I like to do it a couple of different ways. I like to meet people in bulk. So, and this sounds hilarious, but the easiest way to do that is, and you can do it for any business, is you go in to businesses and meet everyone that works there at one time. So you take your 150 people that you already know and put their jobs out. Where do they work? And you go visit your friend on the job.
You know what I did one time? I did, I'm just gonna share this.
It's gonna be good, too,
It's good, it's
yeah.
good. It's good, trust me. I just told folks what I wanted to do. I wanted to meet people. I said, hey, Jenny, how are you? My name is, and I'm an introvert, believe it or not. Say, hey, Jenny, hey, how are you doing today, Jenny? That's a nice pink jacket you have on. I'm probably gonna get one for my wife. But listen, Jenny, I'm supposed to meet, I'm out working in this business, and I'm supposed to meet 5 new people a day. Would you be one of the people that would like to meet today?
Any part of the bed.
Thanks, Jenny. See? Now we're friends. I did that. I just told you what I wanted to do.
That's how I met John.
That's exactly how I do it.
That's the ball, right?
That's exactly how I do it. That's exactly to meet some new people. Hey, how about, that's it.
Well, I used to be a KW team leader, and my top producer, my consistent top producer, been in business for years, she said, when my sales were low, I just go to AlaREIA. Right? You just go meet people.
Shake a hand.
Yeah, so that's awesome. Thank you for sharing that. That's the easiest way to do it. If you're stumped, like, oh my God, I really need to, meet some new people. One, go get lost, introduce yourself. The second way is go to the job sites of your friends that can see you. I mean, you don't have to be on the
Not
assembly line
technology.
like, what y'all doing? So, and take something with you. Donuts, bagel packs, put your goal on a flyer. Hey, I just want to come out and see you. You know what, I brought something for everybody. And then what are they going to be talking about whenever you leave?
Got them bagels, what's she doing?
Yeah. Do you know what? That is my friend. Oh my God. They were building a real estate empire. Do you know anybody that has like something nobody else wants? Because they'll buy it. They buy all kinds of crap. So, but, I mean, we were just talking that way about Peter, right? We were just sharing about Peter and talking behind his back like that. It's exactly what people will be doing. And then you can meet 10 people at once. You can meet 30 people at once. You can meet 5 people at one time. It works, and it's the fastest way to build your database. Now, you have to get all those people's information so that you can stay top of mind. How are you going to do that?
That's what.
That's right. Ask for it.
Stop. Before you get a bagel, you gotta give me your.
That's right. I want this. None for you.
Squeeze page.
Yes. So, what I've devised for my loan officers and for my real estate agents are this, and if you have a name for your business, it's easier. Okay, so if you have an investment name, you can use that. But hey, Melanie, I do a drawing every single month for lunch for 2 over at someplace really cool. And if you'll just fill out these forms for me, if y'all want to be entered into it, then okay, I draw it on my Facebook page. Have you done that? You have not been on my Facebook page, right? So now I've got them following me because they've got to see if they went that awesome lunch, right? So then I've got all their information that they gave me because they're getting something cool. It could be anything, but that works the easiest because it's believable. It's not something crazy.
It's not stalkish.
Yeah, it's not stalkish. And if anybody, some people may go, I'll pass. It's totally fine. It's not even a big deal because I cut 9 of them. Check.
It's a numbers game.
That's right. It is. It's a numbers game. But this is the most fun prospecting ever. And you'll know that whenever you work with a, and by the way, it works right here in Huntsville. John Evans is one of my clients. He's like, oh yeah, guess what? I got business from the very first time I went and did it.
I did a drawing in the neighborhood where I had a listing. I sent it to the entire street, and I had a drawing on, the first prize was like dinner for 2 at Connor's, a restaurant here. The second prize was tickets to go to Monaco. And I think the third one was like for coffee, Starbucks. And I had more people, big, hey, what happened with the? I hadn't put it on a Facebook page because I wasn't Facebook at the time. But I gave them my email and on my Genny Williams email. Man, they were just pinging me. Who won? Who won?
That's awesome. And you build relationships from there.
And they're still on my database.
If you're not building relationships with the people that reach out to you, then it's a total fail. So it's not, hey, I need to meet people and get them all in this so I can hound them with stuff. It's not that. It's you do have to build a relationship with them. And The best way to build a one-sided relationship is through, and Brian does this very well, video. And what I mean by a one-sided relationship, people feel like they know who you are through video. And I got to experience that. I traveled around the country last year, different places speaking. And you know, I'm a Mississippi girl because I was raised there, but I'm just Birmingham. That's who I know, right? So I was in St. Louis, and this girl walks up and goes, "Oh my God, your hair! It's you!" I'm like, "It is me." This is really weird. She's like, "I watch all your videos." I'm like, "Oh my God, you're one of those 4 views." But people feel like they know you through video. So you want to have a business Facebook page that has your message on it. And from there, you want to do educational videos. Now, the education could be how to refer you a deal, right? And all of them could be how to refer you a deal, what you're looking for, and why it benefits someone else, how it could benefit you, what it does to the economy, what it does to keep people working in the area, what it does to house someone, come through the benefits that way of, wow, you're really helping the community because of this. And I'm going to teach you my love system here in a minute. Good stuff that people want to see, but also what's the most popular thing, Brian? Silly. People love silly more than they love good content.
Yep.
Like you said, content is everywhere. People love silly. They want to be entertained somehow.
Put a cat on
Yes. I buy houses that look like this. But yeah, silly works better than really anything. And if it's not your nature to be silly, get someone else around you to be silly, or just share silly stuff, or use the Boomerang app. One of my agents yesterday, and I was absolutely horrified when I saw it, did a belly bump on a boomerang over and over and over like this in closing, and I'm like, ooh. And I mean, it had over 600 views within a few hours. I'm like, that's what people really want to see. Belly bumps. But it's true. I could have this is exactly how this person made $100,000 on a deal, right? Step by step, and that will have far fewer views than something ridiculous I do. So silly is and lighthearted is always good. The next thing that you want to do is e-newsletters. About what you're looking for, but has some good content that everyone can use. And throw in a coupon. Support other people. Has anybody ever read The Skim? Does anybody get The Skim?
I've read it online.
Okay. All right, so their big thing is genius. I read The Skim every morning, and it comes to me every single day, Monday through Friday. It's not just once a month. It's every day. And it's for women, pretty much, and it kind of, this is gonna sound terrible, it kind of dumbs down what's happening in world affairs so that women get it. It sounds terrible, right? I told you, it's gonna sound terrible, but that's exactly what it does.
It's a news consolidator.
Yes.
It makes it to where we want to read it.
It does.
Yes.
It makes it hip. It makes world affairs hip, political stuff, let me give you the real deal about this, and let me break it down for you, pretty much. And then at the end, they say, if you like this, share that shit. And so, that's how I got hooked on it. And because somebody shared it.
Shared it.
I'm sorry, I was gonna keep it. But that was just me quoting Skim. And so, of course, what do? I mean, I'm gonna share this cool stuff too with other ladies I know. Now they have like this huge following.
Yes.
And they have all kinds of coupons now and endorsements from companies, and it is the coolest thing ever. So that's the reason I'm sharing it with you is, put something together that's cool. To stay in front of someone. And it's gotta be your personality though. It's gotta be authentically who you are. So if you're funny, use that. If you're serious, it's great. I mean, that's good too, right? You're passionate about stuff. If it's charitable, talk about what you're involved in and how it's helping people. But create something to stay in front of people. You cannot beat people up too much if it's good stuff. I mean, how many retail emails do we get every day? Right? White House Black Market, probably 3 per day I get from that. And you know which one I click on? Flash sale. Inbox, right? So, and I'm not mad at them for sending me stuff. I don't send them going, take me off your damn list. I'm like, I hope they send me a flash sale today. Right? Because it's good.
Yeah.
It's good stuff. It's stuff that I want. So your content can't be pushy, sales. Talk about what it is that you need and provide income. Now, I told you I was going to share with you what my LOVE system is. And any business can follow this. What LOVE stands for is L stands for leads. You cannot thrive in business at all without leads. Have to have leads. And this is the whole purpose of what I'm sharing all of this with you. You're producing leads. The O is for others first. You want to always keep others first. How can you promote other people? How can you give to them first? What business in town, I always go back to small businesses because, these gigantic marketing machines that are nationwide companies can just, run over a small business person. They need they're overworked. They're usually married to whatever it is that they're doing, and they would appreciate and give back to you immensely any support that they have. And this is working when my agents buy into this and they go and do videos at small businesses and put that owner in the video saying, why should we come eat at this restaurant? Why should we come to your tire store? And then, hey guys, just for following our Facebook page, you get a $5 discount if you mention my name next time you go. And all of this is totally relatable to what you do. Totally relatable to what you do. But you'll grow quicker because this is what happens. All of the fans and followers of that small business will like the discount. You have a brand new audience immediately. Then whenever they like the stuff on Facebook because you get a coupon, you go back and invite all those people to like your page. That's how we can grow pages 100 overnight. So cool. So, others first. Any way that you can help someone else first will always come back to you. And I know Brian lives by this as well. The V is value. Give value all the time. I want every single conversation that I have with someone to be worth their time. Because so many people waste mine. I want to make sure that even if it was a laugh or some kind of advice, I want to make sure that the conversation or the time that we had together was completely valuable. So that means video valuable. That means workshops if that's what you're doing. All your newsletters, everything that you give value. And this is exposure. Letting everybody know. Have I missed anything?
Like I'm in church.
you know, it's a retail business, kind of expected and everything like that. All right. Investors though, I mean, in general, people have a different perspective of investors. They see it as, you know, scum of the earth. They have a, you know, and everything that you've been saying is great, but from an investor's point of view,
It's your job to change that perspective.
especially like a wholesale, but, you know, any investor, how do you apply that then for the investor, from the investor point of view? Because they can't really come at it, especially if you're wholesale, but in general, you know, because most people have that idea that you're gonna come, you're gonna, you know, give them a low bid, you know, a low ball offer, you do, and, you know, but you wanna show how you're giving back value, so where do you?
Well, because nobody else was gonna buy that property, and you did, and they were able to do X, Y, and Z because of it. You relieved them of that. Your opportunities led to opportunity for you, but you helped them because you took them out of a situation. Look at that bank with that guy who got, you know, and the value was he was able to free that asset up, right? And provided a home for someone who absolutely loves it. Those people love it there. They don't care what happened there.
One thing I want to add to that is, you know, a lot of people know that I like to travel for learning. This guy named Pete Fortunato, you know him, right? Pete Fortunato. We became good friends, and this guy's been doing it for 51 years. And the thing that I learned from him the most, and I've applied it almost immediately, is always be a problem solver.
Yes.
If you're a problem solver to that person, that's how you're gonna be known for, and guess what? That will spread. Like right now, in Decatur, people know me as the guy with the creepy red truck, and also I'm the problem solver. And when they see me in my little truck doing like this, they go, oh, there's John, and the creepy red truck. And also as the problem solver, because I've solved so many problems of these people that have houses that are completely torn up and all that kind of stuff. They just want out of it.
Yeah.
So they call me the problem solver.
Right.
So
And that's how my
that's the
dad
branding.
Yeah,
That's the
that's how my
value.
dad is known too. And dad will say, you know what, this is what I would pay for it if I bought it. Now I can put it on the market for you, probably get a little bit more.
Right.
But-
They don't call me the scum investor. They actually, I am the
Right.
problem solver. Just when I show up, I give them the options. You could either do exactly that, you know, you could listen with an agent, go do this, or let's work this right here, and I'll give them options on what I would do, like 4 or 5 options. But if you don't want any of these at all, go with an agent.
Yes.
And I still push them either way, and they have the choice. Problem solver.
And that probably is one of your limiting beliefs. And I love you for bringing it up.
Yeah, no, I brought up for, you know,
For everybody else.
crowd.
Well, and I mean,
I think they're trying to figure out how do I apply this, because I've heard, you know, similar.
Yeah.
Yours, I like yours a lot, but I mean, you know, for marketing, but only as in real,
yes,
you know, not on my investing
right.
side.
You see it from that side. They don't know
Yes.
Right.
the difference.
So let me
But
take
then,
that.
you know,
Yeah,
Let me take that lead
exactly.
for you. I'm gonna take the investor lead for you. Where everything Genny is sharing, obviously, it's more geared towards realtors, but it can totally apply, you just gotta see that vision.
Right.
The best leads I get every single month, the very best leads, the highest spread deals I get every month are from my network.
Yeah.
Are from my network of people. People that know what I do and call me, that asset manager, that bank, whatever, the people that know me, that's the best deals I get every single month.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
People in this group, people in the REIA that know me and they know what I do. Brian, I can't sell this house. Do you have a buy? Yeah, I got a network of buyers. Let me get it sold for you. Taking care, everything that Jenny's talking about today is taking care of your network of people. Do it, go in the extra mile to where it's top of mind. They're thinking about when they have a problem to solve, I wanna go to John, I wanna go to Carl, I wanna go to Brian because he's gonna be able to solve that problem for me. They're calling me,
Right.
and I'm getting that deal. Not yet, so.
Well, see, I bring it up because, see, there's gonna be, like I said last time, there are gonna be people who walk out of here, it's gonna be out of their minds when they walk out. Because I want them to know how they apply it, how can they apply it
Sure.
from an investor point of view. Because,
It's relationship.
yeah, it is, but I'm just saying, I want them to understand that it can be applied.
Yes.
You know, and I don't want you guys to walk out of here, like I said last month, And, you know, you're just gonna go back to whatever your routine is, go to a movie, go whatever, go shopping or whatever, and not apply this stuff.
Well, make me.
And I want it to be applicable to you.
And I'll say this too, that everything Jenny's talking about today is, this is the playing the long game.
Yeah.
This is not, hey, necessarily gonna happen, yeah, there's the person that can go in the AlaREIA and drum up brand new business today. But the majority of your great deals that are gonna come is by doing this consistently over time. Being consistent with what you're doing, because it's like Tom Kroll, nobody was there. Tom Kroll used this analogy, I love it. It's like pulling a train. When you're pulling a train, it's that first, and it's gotta get the next car, and it's gotta get the next car, and it's real slow. But once you get all the cars going, and it gets, the whole thing gets moving, that's when it starts, all of it starts clicking.
Yeah, then you're known as that guy,
Yeah,
that person,
that's right.
that woman. And, I can tell you, it's not a matter of, you know, how can it be applied? We live this, we flip houses. And so people, you know, it's not my main thing that I do, because he is a builder, right? And, I am a real estate marketing person, the obsessed real estate marketer. And, but people will walk up to us and say, you know, I had at a CE class one time, and you've been to one of those, Brian. Somebody I love and adore and has been a client of mine, and he said, my family has a house that, Jenny, I'm embarrassed to say, she was a hoarder. And there are things in it, it's in real, you know, bad shape, and you'd have to move all that out, but I trust y'all. And oh my God, it was a freaking gold mine. Right?
Yeah.
It was in like one of the best neighborhoods in Birmingham that, I went walking all the way through it with his, you know, family and said, are you sure you wanna do this? He didn't even get the listing on it. He just knew to come to us because we did this stuff. And that's what I'm talking about. Your life is so much easier when you implement these things. Because those deals walk into your life. I didn't stand up at CE and go, now who in here needs to sell a house? Desperately, will buy it. Got any hoarders? People on their deathbed? Anybody move to a retirement center?
Murders.
Yeah. Right, I didn't say that. He just came and that's what we're talking about. Because people know that we do that and trust us to do the right thing.
I think one thing that a lot of people forget is patience. It's extremely important in our business.
I have none of that.
Yeah. Like when you're doing it though, you know, a lot of people forget, especially the new investors, they think this is a get rich quick type thing. No, it's not, it's a marathon. So you just gotta be patient and you just keep turning away, because like you said, you know, things will just happen because you're planting those seeds. Plant the seeds, it will grow, just be patient.
That's true, but you know,
Uh-oh.
I gotta be doing something.
You know, no, you can do other things, but you keep planting the seeds,
Yeah.
but keep going.
Yes.
Gotta keep moving forward.
The planting the seeds is so important. When it's not happening, you gotta do more.
Gotta do
When
more.
it's not happening, you gotta do more.
Yeah.
You gotta meet more people. It can't be 10, you gotta meet 20.
Just keep
And
going.
oh my God, I sound like Grant Cardone.
Yeah, I know.
You know what he says?
I've heard his videos, yeah.
Well, and his
It's
number
crazy.
one, regret in life is that he wasn't thinking bigger.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's right.
He was only thinking of this low-level billionaire,
I got
right?
Oh yeah. He's an animal.
He is, an exit baby. Any other questions? Anything I can help clarify? Okay, now I just gave you my whole system on how to become a market expert. So, every single one of you can implement it easily.
Oh yeah. Just gotta work it.
Thank y'all so much for letting me be
Thank you,
here.
Jenny.